Minnesota.
Good morning. Is it just as beautiful there than it is here?
It is.
Minnesota's beautiful. Where is everybody else calling in from?
Cold and snowy in Ontario, Kingston,
Oh.
Ontario.
Norway, sort of cold.
Also cold in Norway.
Yeah, yeah. But not as cold as it usually is this time of year, so changing.
Welcome from Southwest Florida, hot and sunny.
Oh, we want to come to you. Well, we're all coming that direction, I guess, in January. So wonderful. For the kickoff there, we're looking forward to that.
Oh, snowy northern Ontario here.
Carla, the recording, where can I get the recording after we're done?
So we always, first of all, you can always watch it in the Team Zinzino North America group. That is
It will be
always
posted.
streaming live. Yes, we're streaming live at the same time, so you're always able to see things. And usually I also make a YouTube clip with things as a YouTube so that people can also go to see all of the videos that are done here on our calls. So you can see all, and that link gets posted in the description box also.
In YouTube?
Yes, so you can see it on YouTube, but I put it on the Team Zinzino North America group as a link there. In the description. So you can go back and see all of the lives that we've done for the past almost 10 years here. Yeah.
Facebook group.
And so and it is a channel, I think it's called Carla Muska or something like that. And it is a completely clean channel, meaning that everybody can send partners there. There isn't anything that's just my team, a rah type thing. It is available for everybody to see all of them on there. It's a safe place for everybody's team to go get more information. Okay, we've got the last 30 seconds. Everybody want to say where they're calling in from? Saw more people jumping on. Got to unmute though.
Southeast Texas.
And
Carla.
Wetumpka, Alabama.
And Alabama.
Sweden!
Sweden.
Cape Town, South Africa.
South Africa, good to see ya.
Yep.
Sweden.
Also Sweden.
Hello from Athens, Greece.
From Athens, Greece. Welcome to you. Fun.
Hello from Canada.
Hey, Allison.
Hi, Carla.
Exciting. Okay, well, we are just headed over the hour, and I do mute everyone so we don't have any background noise. But I want to say welcome to everybody. I think it is such a great day today. We have just finished the month that is broken all records. Orion told us here this week that what volume they did for the entire year. 10 years ago, they did in one day here in November. And it is growing. We had over 100,000 new subscriptions in Zinzino in the month of November alone. And they just came out with more campaigns to be running here, both for December and January. And Zinzino is on a roll. We have acquired many new companies this year, and we're really attracting a lot of the high-profile direct sellers, people that have been in the industry for many years and are saying, wow, Zinzino is quite the company, and coming and partnering up with Zinzino. So we're going to talk with one of those people today, who has now been a part of Zinzino for a little bit of time, but he's been in the industry for 36 years and seems more excited now than ever about building Zinzino. So I'm super thrilled to have him on here. We are not in the same team. We are also crossline, but to hear his story, we're going to talk today about how he got started. We're going to talk about how he, after all these years, ended here in Zinzino, what he has learned so far, and what he's seeing for the future for himself and of Zinzino. So I am proud to have him here. The very legendary Larry Raskin. Hello, Larry.
Hi, Carla. How's everybody today? I hope everybody's great. It's wonderful being here with you, and I want to thank you for these incredible broadcasts that you do, these Facebook Lives, and what you're doing with Team America's Zinzino. And you're like the matriarch of the U.S., and I appreciate your efforts over 13 or 15 years. I kind of interchange those numbers. I'm not sure which number is accurate.
I know it is 15 years, and I've never had anybody call me Mama Zinzino before, but I'll take it.
Well, I mean, I honor people that have paid the price, and for you to see the vision of what was trying to be created, knowing that one day this day would come that we're living right now, that says a lot about you and the mission that you decided to take 15 years ago when we were nowhere near the company we are today. And it's people like you that create. There's always a Carla Muska in every billion-dollar company that saw it before everybody else. And so just my acknowledgement to you, and I'm so happy for your success, and I think that you're just a very valuable piece of the current and future Zinzino. So thank you.
Well, I appreciate that. I really do. I mean, I didn't know other direct sales, but yeah, I believed in Orion and Hilda when I met them, and I believed in the mission. And these products changed my family's life, my son's life. And when you do something for a mom, you are sold. But Larry, this time I want to hear about your story, because you know, the more I've been in Zinzino, and I just here last week passed 15 years in Zinzino, so that was my anniversary there. But you know, when you looked and saw the direct sales industry, I'd like to hear your story. How did you end up really in the industry? And it's kind of crazy for me to think about, but was it really 36 years ago?
Well, well, I'm aging myself because I actually found network marketing in the newspaper. Do you remember newspapers, everybody? Remember when they had those? Well, there used to be a section in the newspaper called Business Opportunity Section. And I was an athlete many years ago. I would say a very competitive athlete. I got drafted to play baseball. Unfortunately, didn't make it to the major leagues, but I loved my sports career. It was great. I migrated into the fitness industry, so I managed and operated health clubs, and I was always into fitness, nutrition, supplementation, wellness, if you want to call it that. And when you're in that business, it owns you. So I was working, I always kind of kid people and say I was working half days, 12 hours. And so when you do that 6 days out of 7, and I went right to the top because I really knew that profession very well. I just didn't want to do it anymore. And so I saved up some money. I had some money. I wanted to be a business owner. So I was looking at in 1987, there were like franchises were coming about. You've heard of Domino's, and Domino's had no competition. And there were these other brands that came along, and I was looking at pizza delivery. And so I was looking at other franchises. I saw a big chunk of money. You don't get one going. It's not about one. It's about 3 and then 5 and then 10 if you want to make some big money, right? But I like pizza. That was the problem with the pizza industry. I just like pizza, and I have vision. I was always good at casting vision, and I could see myself at 300 pounds 10 years from now being a pizza,
Pizza King, Pizza King.
But no, and then I flushed that idea. That went out. And then I just decided to just work for someone else until I figured it out. And that's where I saw an ad that said area managers, 75 to 125,000, must know how to train and develop an organization representing a new product line. And it turned out to be water filtration. So I was part of a company that sold good, clean water, good, clean air. The company's name was NSA, the company with a heart. A lot of great leaders in network marketing today came out of that company. Very well-known people in the industry. And from there, I went to the top in 10 months because I didn't know what to do other than they told me I needed to sell a bunch of product, get people to buy product. I didn't understand distribution. I understood direct selling. And back then, the rules were a little lax. You could get people to buy a lot of product. And thank God regulations changed that. But I got in for 25,000, 15,000, or 5,000. Like I said, thank God the regulators came in and kind of changed all of that because people had way too much product. And I went to the top of that company and then understood distribution. And then I started to look at people beyond the people that that sponsored me to their upline. And I kept on going up the line to where people were making more money that would take me under their wing to better understand distribution. And I knew that the people that recruited me, it was cold market because I answered an ad. There's no relationship there. I was started to bring people to a meeting and I smelled alcohol on several people's breath. And I no longer knew, I knew that if I wanted to go to the next level, I could no longer, I learned enough from the people that put me in, but I needed to go beyond those people to the people that brought them in. And I knew that that's where I needed to go. And so I flew from Baltimore, my hometown, down to Orlando to get the kind of training that I needed. I was one of those people. And by the way, make a note, you want to find people like that.
Well, I was just thinking that, Larry, because how many people put in 25,000 are paying for things to fly around? So you were really hungry to be building a business, or you were doing all of this, because I mean, we have, 1,150 is the biggest kit you can pay in Zinzino, and we have people that say, "Oh, that's expensive to start a business." When it's starting a business, that's nothing, and you can get it refunded, and but you started for $25,000 of products that you needed to sell, and that was water filtration.
Water filtration. It's all contrast. So just imagine like a pizza delivery was like 150,000. So when you look at 25, it doesn't set because I'm contrasting 125 to 120 to 25. And so I said, oh, well, this is much better, right? This isn't going to hurt me. If it's up to me, I can count on this horse. This horse I can count on, right? Like you can count on you, but you don't know if you can count on other people, right? If it needs to be done, you'll go out and do it if you know you needs to be done. But so I was very successful. Once I learned from the upline, I then applied, implemented, and executed the fundamentals of network marketing. I became I would refer to as someone that was sold out to the industry. I saw that the industry was being attacked for no good reason at all. I saw people, is that a pyramid? And I worked on the objection handling probably as good as anybody on the planet. And I couldn't wait for people to ask me if it was a pyramid. I would see people and I'd say, oh, you look like somebody that's going to ask that. Go ahead, ask it. Ask it. Come on, I know it's coming. There it is. And bam, I would just hit them right in the face with.
Okay, then we need to know, what do you say? Because there's people who still, I don't hear it hardly at all anymore, but what is it that I want to know? And if I want to know, I know others want to know. So what is it that you answer to that?
Well, today, first of all, I will say I will answer it, but I'll just say today it's more prevalent today. Supplemental streams of income, multiple streams of income, side gigs, side hustles, affiliate programs, to be multi-level or network marketing or social selling, whatever kind of wording that you want to put attached to it, when you hear that, you just know that they've been living in a cave. If they haven't, is this a pyramid? I'd say a pyramid. Are you talking about tiered level compensation? You mean like a real estate agency or a mortgage brokerage? You mean like 1099 salespeople? See, I ask them, well, what do you think a pyramid is? Do you like pyramids? The first thing people say when they say that to me, I say, well, do you like pyramids? And they say, yeah, as a matter of fact, I do. I said, then when you're really going to love this one. And then if they say, no, I don't like pyramids, I said, well, then you're really going to love this. It's the same answer, but it's what you say afterwards that matters. You say, let's get things straight. Do you work for a company? Yes. Is there a CEO? Yes, there is. Do they have vice presidents? Do they have district and regional managers? Do they have local account executives? Now, if you were to put that on paper and it was to structure that out, what would it look like? Those are the basic things that you can say. But here's one of the things I want to make sure that you're armed with, okay? Of all of the methods that Zinzino chose to have these layers of patented products, to have this groundbreaking test-based solutions that we are pioneering, of all the marketing methods that they could have chosen, they chose word-of-mouth referral-based networking. No different than a mortgage broker, a real estate agent, a doctor, a dentist. All these professions utilize word-of-mouth networking, true or not. BNI, what is that? It's a networking association where all business owners come together and help each other build each other's business by referral. How about CEO networking groups? The networking is very important. If you're not networking, then it's not working. Write that down. So if you're not networking, whatever you're doing is not working like it could. Okay? So it's really being comfortable with the industry that you're in. Word of mouth, referral-based networking is the best way. You take word of mouth, referral-based networking away from most professions, they suffer. Last time I referred Netflix, I don't remember them sending me a check. Right? Did anybody get a check for referring a movie on Netflix? No. So there's many different ways that you could do it. But the current relevant answer today, Carla, to your question, how would you answer that, is that really doesn't come up. I kind of push back on it saying, are you serious by asking me that question? Is it a pyramid? I said, come on. You're telling me that people that are looking to that are very into skincare, you're telling me Mary Kay is a bad woman because she developed a billion-dollar company for women to conquer? She's a bad person? So I go at it not with confrontation, but with intelligent rebuttals and just facts. And by the way, remember, anybody that's saying that to you is just a person that is testing your belief and knowledge. They're kicking the tires and kicking the bricks to see, let me see if I can just knock you off balance. And so it's very
we can tell. I mean, you developed that posture by getting these things, and which was a lot of the past. People have now accepted direct
well
sale.
accepted today.
Oh,
Today
yeah,
it's well accepted.
And people, I've heard like 25% of every American is doing something, side gig, something. But now, if we are going to look at, you were selling water filtration. systems. How long did you do that for then? And did you do that for 30 some years, or where did you go from there? And
Well,
why?
5.5 years, I was at the top of that company. I made what was called, I guess you could call leadership council within the first 2 years. I was at the top of
Okay.
that company. I was a top money earner in that company for 5.5 years. And then we opened up Mexico. I went to Mexico. You know, they need good water down there, right? So I went down to Mexico to help Mexico expand. I got rated by another company. This little guy didn't like this guy when I met him, this Art Napolitano guy. He rated my Midwestern group, and Artie and I became friends after he rated that group. He took about $10,000 a month out of my pocket. The company then shifted from network marketing of water filtration to Juice Plus. A lot of you have heard the product
Yes.
Juice Plus. And
Yes.
that was the company that we became. I was there at the beginning. I didn't want to sell supplements because I came from a hardline product. And then I started looking around. And that is, I was kind of looking for an opportunity, or I was even looking to get out of the industry because I really got hurt in my first company, and my income went from 30 to 20 to 10 to 5 to where I couldn't even pay my bills. And I'm a very loyal person. And I don't know what divorce is like, but when it
Yeah,
got to the
that's
point
another
where
thing that you're sticking out, because you guys have been married how many years now? I just saw that
38 years,
8
yes.
years. Love that, and love your wife.
Yeah.
But now sticking
you.
it out, you were loyal to that company, and yet everything kind of fell apart there. So now you're looking for another company. And what company did you choose, and why?
Well, there were a lot of companies pursuing me because they knew of my reputation in SA. And then, of course, I was pursuing companies to see what was out there. And the strangest thing happened. And I want you all to know that my story, there's tremendous lessons in it. I've told my story thousands and thousands of times over 38 years full time in the industry, never had a part-time minute in network marketing. I've been full guns blazing for 38 years. So I just need you to know that I got a phone call from the brokest friend in my life, captain of the broke team. Now I want you to think in your mind of the brokest friend you have, and he called you and said he found something perfect for you. Let that settle. Would you be excited about it or not? I just said, okay, I'm going to hear this, right? So he says, look, man, it's you need to see this. It's residual income. It's telecommunications. I said, listen, stop. I said, look, you know I'm looking for something serious. I appreciate you thinking of me. I'm on a call right now. Another got a call right after that. I want you to do well. Give me a call in 6 months. Let me know how it's going for you. Look, I got another call coming in. I got to go. Hung up the phone. He called me the next week. He says, Larry, you need to take a look at this company. I said, well, what is it? He told me what it was, long distance. It was a service, not a product. I said, that's interesting. And I said, look, man, I want you to do well. Is it network marketing? He says, yes. I said, how old's the company? He said, less than a year old. I said, look, it's a startup. The chance of these companies make it slim to none. I love you for thinking of me. Give me a call in a couple months. Let me know how it's going for you. Stay focused, work hard, gotta go. Hung up. And then the guy called me again. Can you imagine? This guy doesn't understand anything, but he changed my life. Because when he called me back, he had one of the co-founders of my prior company on the line who knew me. He was in my former company. He knew what I did. And he talked to me the way I needed to hear it. So I need you to write down a note, because I'm sorry, this is just the coach in me, Carla. I'm taking over your call.
It's perfect. Perfect.
I just want you to make a note. Own the space you occupy. Own what you do. Own your message. You see, he talked to me the way I needed to hear it. So if what you are saying, you wouldn't even be interested if you heard it, why would you continue to say that to other people? You've got to make your message compelling. And with the advent of AI, everybody in here could you could level up 3 or 4 levels from where you are developmentally just by plugging into AI and knowing how to prompt AI for your messaging. This is very, very important for all of you. If you want to stay mediocre, no one follows average. No one follows mediocre. You don't go out for dinner and hope that you have an average meal to get an average waiter. No one does that. You won't be back. That's why people are not leaning in. You need to level up your messaging. So that's the first thing. He talked to me the way I needed to hear it, and it made me want to hear more. What am I saying to you? Your message is to arouse curiosity. Your whole entire game plan is to get eyeballs on the business. That's the entire business. Let me ask everybody a question. Are you a dummy? Are you stupid? The answer is no. No, you're not stupid. You know you're not stupid. So if you put the same information in front of other people and they're in neutral, not favored one way or the other, they're just in neutral. They did it as a favor to you maybe, or you may be appeasing their ego. Take a look at this for me. Your opinion matters. Or I saw this, I thought of you, I thought of something we could do together. A combination thereof, whatever the situation is and who's in front of you. You get their eyeballs on the business and let the business information, the tool, the event, do the work. So if you show up with words that work, write down that, words that work. You got to have words that work. What is your elevator pitch, right? What is it that you can say? You're leading the expansion. You're assisting in the development of the expansion of a Scandinavian life science company. They're changing the way wellness is being done in the future, pioneering test-based nutrition. Oh my God, you got to see this. But I need to have you see it the same way that I did. And I'm not capable of giving you that message. I'm telling you, I'm not capable. But when you see what I see, the way that I saw it, from whom I saw it from, oh my gosh, I thought of we could go into 2026, guns blazing. Whatever language you use.
It just sounds so good from you.
However you want to dress it up, right? Anybody want to do that with other people? Yes? Going to 2026, guns blazing, right? Absolutely. But see, you got to be sold out. You got to be sold out. They got to see that you're excited, whether they're excited or not.
Okay,
That's
so
a very
he
important
got you
statement I
excited.
made. I'm sorry.
So this guy got you excited about this new company, and you were sold on this company.
Well, he was the co-founder.
Okay, well, so he knew okay, so you got in front of the co-founder.
Yeah.
You heard somebody speaking vision, somebody knew what they were doing. And it
So
got
let
you-
me stop on that. So to finish that thought, Carla, and thank you for bringing that up. Here's the reason that moved me toward getting more information. I eliminated my broke friend because I was talking directly to the source. And here's the thing that you need to know about a prospect. The prospect is seeing whether you believe it or not, regardless of whether they do. Write that down. The prospect is seeing how much you believe it, regardless of whether they believe it. And so for people like me, a networker, I'm going to look at the messenger. And I'm going to see, I'm assessing them. I'm reading them. I'm seeing how compelling they're making their claim in terms of what they believe and the value for it. And that's going to either move me toward or away. We're magnets. We repel and attract. What kind of magnet are you? You want to be a magnet that attracts, not repels. And so you got to have a compelling message. And so when I saw that he believed it, as I was pushing back and testing him a little, you're a startup company. How do you know you're in the middle of a worldwide deregulation of the telecom business? And then he said something to me that was visionary. Imagine one day getting paid on every energy bill, because that's deregulating also. You can make money when people turn on their light, heat their home, cook their food. If you could make money that way, would you be interested? And I stopped and I stared, and he vision cast me. I knew what he was doing, but man, he hit me right in the face. And I said, mother, geez, Liz, man. So how do we do it in Zinzino? I'm excited about pioneering test-based nutrition, but let me tell you what I'm really excited about. I'm excited about future test technologies that will be driven by AI. Oh my God. Oh my gosh. I'm excited. I'm gagging on the opportunity now. I'm choking on it, meaning we have so much to do with getting people in balance. And now with this gut health test, this leaky gut test, it's like gasoline on the fire. I got 4 tests, write this down. I got 4 tests that can predict the future of your personal health. You need to see this.
No, Larry, I can feel that you build up that urgency, and it is something, it takes time. Sometimes there's
Absolutely.
pressure,
Oh,
but
yeah.
it's you are building, got it. This is it. But now we got to kind of back up a little bit, because now you're in this company that you were excited about.
Right.
And how long were you in that company? And you built
5.5 years. 5.5 years. Oh,
Also,
yeah. My last company?
Yeah, the one that he got you excited about.
Service, 31 years.
Okay, so we got the first one there, and then it's 31 years.
So I led the
So
expansion.
he really sold you. If you're going to be, I mean, 31 years is huge. You got into that company, and again, we're loyal to that company for 31 years.
I was a top money earner in the 90s. And in 1998, we were expanding Europe. So I called a great friend of mine. We turned out to be great friends, a gentleman by the name of Art Napolitano.
Oh, you mean that guy you mentioned before who was raiding your team?
That's
You
how I
called-
met him. That's how I
Mhm.
met him. He was in my company. He was in AC, he was in NSA, but he left to do something else.
Aha.
And,
Okay.
and so that's fine. And he was at the top of that company. And make a long story short, so he had a huge European organization. So when we decided to develop Europe, I said, I'm gonna call Artie. So he was following me for 5 years. He saw the money that I was making. He said, I am so impressed with what you've done with non-networking people. You came over, I couldn't, by the way, in my last company, I couldn't bring anybody over with me.
Mhm.
Why? Because there was so much scar tissue. Everybody was so mad about what happened in my first company. I came over, my first day was this in my prior company. I was shaving right the day I signed up, shaving, looking in the mirror. And I was thinking to myself, looking at myself, what have I just done? And staring back at me was my entire group. Anybody feel that? Staring back at me was my entire group. 30 days later, I had about 40 people behind me. Now, what am I saying? I planted my flag. I went to work. I said, we're leading the expansion of what we were leading the expansion of back then. We exploded. In 3 years, I had 62 weekly meetings in 22 states in the United States. Number
Wow.
one money earner.
Okay. So
So
now
here-
you're in this company, you're
Uh.
building this company, you've been doing it forever. And you earned the top of that. And now you've got Art Napolitano in there, and everybody is doing great. But everybody's thinking now on this call, look, you're successful, but you're now in Zinzino. So we need to figure out where's the gap? What happened from this success to
There we
coming
go.
here? That's where we're at so far.
All right, here we go. in the year 2000. So we started launching all of Europe, UK, and it was Germany and Sweden. And then that was the first 3 countries in 99. And then we accelerated through Europe. Artie knew what he was doing. He acquired over 1.5 million customers in Europe that we got paid on every single month. 2004 rolled around. We launched Asia. 2010, Asia Pacific. But in the year 2000, I developed a heart condition. I could no longer run at the pace I was running. And the company still wanted to utilize my talents, if you want to call it that. And they gave me an offer I couldn't refuse. I came out of the field, and I started training and developing people outside of my group. We rapidly grew as a company. And then I'm going to say it, even though it may be politically incorrect. We developed the video phone back in 2007 and 8, 9, and we had as our spokesperson Donald Trump. Donald Trump was with us for about 5 years, and we just exploded on that scene, and it just exploded. We had arenas of 20,000 people 4 times a year. 4 times a year, 5 years. I mean, Orion knows, and that the kind of events that we used to do, that was crazy. And so anyway, and so when he ran for president, he stepped down and all that kind of stuff. And then let me fast forward to 2020. The company is a great company. Let me also say my former company is a great company. The founders are phenomenal people, great leaders, great friends. And in 2020, we had a pandemic. We had a situation that's never happened to any of us before, where the whole world shut down. And a lot of network marketing companies suffered. And what's interesting about most of the network marketing companies, one of the companies that did not suffer and grew was Zinzino. And I saw that. But after 4 years of now trying to keep these international units open, we had to close 26 of our 28 countries.
Oh, wow. Wow.
So we went from 20. Now I developed all these areas, all of Europe. I oversaw Asia and Asia Pacific. I flew out to Australia, New Zealand for 3 years. I did Latin America for nine years, from 2014 to 2022. I built the international scope of my former company. And when they closed that down, there's all the relationships, everybody that I coached. It was horrible, not just for them, but for me. And that's where my beliefs started wavering. Now I was coming back to the US, and may I say that, you know, I've over 31 years, you can imagine, I've made a lot of money. Money wasn't the only issue for me. It was believing and finishing well. I want everybody to hear this. It's not how you start. It's how you finish. And so just the fact that you're in it means that you got a lot left to do. You got air in your lungs means you're not done yet. If God's not done with you, then you're not done with you. And I really mean that from the bottom of my heart. And so I just need you to know that this was a divine appointment for me. I truly believe that it was time for me to go. 31 years. It was crowded in North America. They had so many executives overseeing that. They didn't need me. And my belief was wavering. So in 12/23, when we made the decision to close all of our international units, December of 2023, Carla, we were looking at 2 companies, and one of them was Zinzino. And I never heard of Zinzino before. Artie did, but I didn't. Because he was in Europe, and I was obviously everywhere. And then he said to me, you got to take a look at this company, because I was helping him find a company. And remember, Artie's group was in my organization, right? And I knew all those leaders. And so when we looked at Zinzino, we looked at test-based nutrition, and I said, whoa, wait a minute. Who's doing that? No one. I knew every
Actually,
supplement
that goes,
company.
that goes back to you. You started in fitness and health and in sports. So
Right.
this is bringing you back to something that you can actually, again, believe in.
Well, understand, I mean, I used hope and blind belief. I read the random trials. I always read the double-blind peer-reviewed studies, but one thing these studies didn't have. One thing, steal this from me. It's an analogy I use and I get people all the time. The analogy I have is random trials and double-blind peer-reviewed studies. Everything I've ever put in my mouth and ingested, swallowed, I did research on. It isn't easy for me. I'm not sold quickly. I'm not into that, that jolt of energy because I think that is negative. I think there's something in it that's not good for me, right? So I'm cautious. But as I studied test-based nutrition, and I knew why I did it before, from blindly believing and somewhat believing that I knew what these trials don't have is my blood. Carla, they don't have your blood. My blood's going to tell me about me. I don't know about that random guy, but my blood's going to tell me about me, just like your blood's going to tell you about you. And I pause. And it sinks. I see it. I see it. The prospect, and they get it. They get it. And so that is a major difference in the way that we explain, your supplements are not working. Are you married to your supplements? Are you married to your omega-3? Exactly. I have bad news. They're not working. Do you want to take a test and let me prove to you that I'm right? Are you curious enough to take the future of your personal health in your own hands? Yes or no? Because I'm letting you know your supplements aren't working. I always say to people, Carla, as I'm talking to you, I want you to put into ChatGPT, Perplexity, your favorite AI, or Google, which has an AI, I don't know what AI they're attached to. Just put in the importance of omega-6 to omega-3 ratio to your health as I'm speaking to you. So I say that in my presentations. As I'm talking to you, I want you to put into your phone. If they're not on a laptop, I'll say you can just write it down. Do it later. And what you're going to see when you plug it in, the NIH is going to come at you. PubMed is going to come at you. And what's it going to say? Anything over 4-to-1, you're in the danger zone. Anything over 7-to-1, you have a 70% greater chance, or you could say it either way. You have a 70% reduction of the risk of heart disease, cancer, diabetes, and mental illness and autoimmune disorders. That's not me saying it. That's the NIH saying it. That's PubMed saying it. That's every international institution saying it, not me, because that is what I read. Because I'm not going to believe blindly anymore the people that are telling me, even if they're passionate about it. I'm going to always ask, what is your source of information? And I can say with a smile, Carla, the NIH. And so
Okay.
very, very important.
So you had two companies you and Artie were looking at, and one of them was Zinzino. So why did Zinzino beat out the other company?
Test-based nutrition. We know this from already. There's no other direct selling company in the world that's doing test-based nutrition. And if they are, they're a small mom and pop just getting started. I want to make sure you put an asterisk next to that. If they are, they're local or regionalized. They're not global. We found a way to go after the global population to educate and make them aware of how to get in balance, because we have a global epidemic of omega-3 deficiency, and we have the answer. Write this down. We have Nobel Prize level formulations. Groundbreaking formulations. Write it down. Nobel Prize level formulations. Well, how do you know they're Nobel Prize level formulations? I said level formulations because I said so. Well, what makes them Nobel Prize level formulations? Because I said so. Because it took all of the people that I love took them from 25 to 1, 40 to 1 to less than 3 to 1 or 2 to 1. Some of them are under 2 to 1 in 120 days. The people that mean the most to me in my life, not only do they feel better, but their score proves it. Measurable, quantifiable results based upon your blood, not guessing, testing.
I love it. I love it. Okay, so we're sold. You guys get into, I mean, we've seen both you and Art. Everybody who's watched you guys know it's like, you know, everybody's peeled to what you say and just listens to it because you guys have all this experience and have built it. So sometimes people are like, okay, well, they just went and ran and go to the top titles here, but you guys have had a lot of experience. So now that you're in Zinzino, now that you are sold on the test-based nutrition, what do you see for the future? What is it that you would like to get out of the future? Because you've done a couple other companies and now you had to start over. What do you see now? What's in the future for you, or what's in the future for Zinzino?
Well, Zinzino right now, if you give me some leeway, let me just share that, Carlo, from my perspective, okay? And I want all of you to know we're sitting in a $300 million company. Now, we'll do more than that this year. I know that, and so do you. But let's just say 300 million. But it's a $3 to $5 billion company in 10 years. I want you to understand very few opportunities you will ever have the ability to have a seat at the table like you have a seat at the table. You all have a seat at the table to do something extraordinary. Yes, you. Yes, you, Allison. Yes, you, Daniel. Yes, you, Ewa. Yes, you, Donna. Yes, you, Daniel. All of you. Extraordinary. You think this is a pump up? I'm not pumping anybody up. That ain't me. Oh, I can inspire people. I know how to do that. I'm just a truth teller. I'm a truth sayer because I tell it like it is. This company will be, I declare it and proclaim it. I know that this company is blessed. You know, I thank God every day for Zinzino. I thank God every day for the lives of Hilda and Ori and Sally. I thank God for their life, for their leadership, and for their mission in Zinzino to help people live better lives and equip people to live a better life. Hilda is probably one of the greatest trainers I've ever listened to. And equally, Orion is brilliant. He's just a brilliant guy, charismatic. He doesn't have to do this. Guys, he doesn't have to do this. You know that he doesn't have to do it. Global President 7? It's not about the money. He's the largest shareholder as well. It's not about the money. It's about the mission. I want you to remember, if you focus on the mission, the money will knock you down. If you focus on the mission, the money will knock you down. Here's your goal every day. Bless 2 people. Bless 2 people every day. Who are these 2 people? 2 people today that didn't know about Zinzino yesterday. 2 people tomorrow that didn't know about Zinzino today. If you do that, I swear to you, that's a big thing. That's a level up from a promise.
Okay, so I was going to ask you, what would you say to people to be able to hit that ambassador level or to hit that president level? I mean, there's so much going on. So if people are just, or maybe somebody brand new today, they just got into Zinzino.
Yeah.
What do you tell people? What do you say to people in your team? What are they doing right here and now to grow their business or to get that momentum that they all want?
Well, I just want you to know, you said the word. It's all about momentum, not the money. Write that down. First 90 days, it's all about the momentum, not the money. Yes, do we want people to crank out the 120-day fast start? You better believe it. But that's 120 days they give you. Why not do it in a week? Why not do it in 8 days? That's my plan. I got somebody that can do it. I'm not going to set somebody up for failure, but I'm getting them running. Let's run. Because your story will attract everybody else. You only have one first 30-day story in the industry. One first 30 days. Now, it is always how you finish, not how you start. But if you had a great start, do you think that would help your second 30 days? Absolutely. So money loves speed. Write that down. Money loves speed. And when you have a bunch of people making money, duplicating very simple, basic fundamentals, 10 getting 2, 10 personal customers, get 1 person on your left and right. Help them do the same. Level to level to level. And then when the compensation plan opens up and they go from bronze to gold to platinum or executive to platinum, then all of a sudden you can start explaining more of the comp plan in little bite sizes. So how do you explain the comp plan? It's modern. Listen, write these words down. It's modern, it's sophisticated, and it's extremely lucrative. It is the most modern compensation plan, but extremely lucrative one that I've ever put my eyes on. It's genius what they've done. Now, let me ask everybody here a question. It's a general question. I don't mean to take over your call, Carla, but you got me on a roll. You got me excited. So by the way, so you know this, I got a 2 o'clock, I got a 1 o'clock, I got a 2 o'clock, I got a 3:30. So you're getting me prepped. You got?
We love it. We love it. Keep it going.
So the reality is that we've got to keep it real with people. We got to keep it real. You know, when you start somebody, it is important why you're doing this business and who are you doing this business for. I mean, if you had all the money that you wanted, what would it be used for? Would it be college for your kids? Would it be a different home, different car? Tell me what your dream board looks like. If you were to dream certain things into your life and it wasn't other people, it was you, what would be the first things that you would want to have outside of sustenance? Outside of food and clothing and shelter, right? I'm going to find that out, and I'm going to laser in on that as times get difficult, and they will. Is there any ups and downs anybody experience other than me? Am I the only one that has ups and downs? We're in the emotional management business, right? We're on the emotional roller coaster. You know, don't let your highs be too high. Don't let your lows be too low. Try to have an even keel, knowing that the next person, it's always about the next person. So that network marketing, is that a pyramid guy? Look, I'm not going to get married to the outcome. If he doesn't I got no time to drain. This opportunity is so significant. I'm not going to waste my time. Move on.
Love it. Love it. Ah, so powerful. I think everyone's feeling that momentum. And I think we need to just get out there and talk to more people and bless 2 people a day. I like that. It makes it about them. So let's get out there and bless them. Okay. Well, you know, I think it's so exciting to hear when people are coming to Zinzino. Because like for me, I've loved Zinzino since day one, and I'm going to stick with it. And I know someday I will be president also and beyond. But to hear your view of what you have seen in Zinzino and how you got here and how you see the growth in this, I really think that's a powerful story. And everybody's story is powerful, and everybody's stories matter to Zinzino because it all fits together to really build where we are as our Zinzino home. Yeah. Any last words before we sign off here? Because we know we all got meetings here in the next few minutes. Yeah. Any last words, Larry, that you want to just share to give to everybody here before we go?
Yes, I'd like to just simply say I believe in you, and the company believes in you. And I know that Orion and Hilda believe in you, and Carla believes in you, and you just need to believe in yourself a little bit more than maybe where you currently are. And the question really is the things that you think about matter. And if you're not thinking the way that you feel that you need to think, then maybe you need to think about what people like me and Carla and Orion and Hilda, wouldn't you want to know what we listen to? Wouldn't you want to know what we read? Do you think this just happened? Do you know when you're hearing me, you're not hearing Larry Raskin? You're hearing 38 years of sweat, toil, blood, and tears. Closet crying moments. I've had them. I've had them. And you need to know that we can do this together. And I just want to encourage you in this incredible time of year of reflection and gratefulness. When I think of my 5 children, when I think of my amazing wife, when I think of my 3 grandchildren, when I think of my new infant, I have a 6th child, Zinzino. And I'm gonna treat Zinzino like it's one of my own. I just think that if we treat it the way that Zinzino needs to be treated, with respect and honor and a level of professionalism, there is nothing that's going to stop you growing this business. Only you can stop you. Other people can stop you temporarily, but only you can do it permanently. And I encourage you, please, this time of year, when you're at your social functions and your business functions, you're going in there with intention, baby. You're going in there with purpose, right? Who am I going to meet? How am I going to focus on other people? I'll focus on them. What are you doing? Tell me what's your name? Tell me what you do for a living. That's impressive. Tell me more. Explain that to me. And eventually, here's what happens. They say, well, tell me about you. And you go, never thought you'd ask, in your mind, right? And then all of a sudden you just hit them and say, you know, I'm leading the expansion, or I'm assisting in the development of a Scandinavian life science company. You know, now's not the time to really talk about it because there's so much noise, but I'd love to have a cup of coffee with you this week and discuss the potential role you could play in the development of this company. It's very, very lucrative, and it's so well timed for 2026 and the times that we're in. Are you open for a cup of coffee? On me, I'll buy you a cup of coffee.
Oh,
That's
I
just
love
one approach. So don't allow the social and the business, all these functions, don't let it go without getting some leads, because sometimes this time of year, people are in quiet despondency, quiet despair, and they've been praying for a miracle, but they have no idea the miracle is standing in front of them, and that's you. So let's be a miracle for other people this holiday season.
Absolutely love that. That's going to be our mic drop finish here. Thank you so much, Larry, for coming and sharing your story. What a powerful story, and how
Thank
blessed
you.
we are to have you in Zinzino. And
Thank
not
you,
just-
Carla, for leading the way. You are awesome. You have really, really led this company. I would not be here if you didn't do what you did in the US. And that's the truth. If you didn't create the foundation of what the US could be, I may not be here today. And so I thank you.
Oh, well, we appreciate you, and thank you for being here. And I'm going to let everybody unmute. And thank you for being here, and we will see everybody next week. Thanks again,
Take care,
everybody.
Bye.
Thank
you so much, Larry and
Thanks,
Carla.
For all of your
Bye.
advice. Thank you,
Thank you,
Carla.
Mr.
Powerful Larry Raskin.
Absolutely. Thanks so much, everybody. Thank you,
Thank
Larry.
you.
Thank you very much. You're awesome. Thank you.